Hey ladies, welcome back to A Black Queen's Journey. I know I have been missing action for about a month now, but I am back. I'm feeling much better. I had to take a little break on the creative side. I had like writer's block, creator's block, so I just needed a break, get my mind together, get myself together. But I am back today. And if you are new, Black Queen's Journey is a channel where we discuss many things, but it is surrounded around life, motherhood, and love. And today, our topic is toxic relationships and how to. Oh, my foot falling asleep, y'all. Okay. Toxic relationships and the best way to heal from that. So, in okay, now my eyes stop itching. In the past, I have been through different types of toxic relationships. I've been through abusive, I've been through emotional, mental, just all different types. But what I can say is I mostly heal the same. So usually I go through an anger at first where I'm mad because it didn't work. I usually look at things as lasting. I try to go into a relationship figuring like, okay, this can grow into something that could be my favor. But sometimes that don't work. So when the relationship does end, I'm angry, especially depending on how it ended. If we was arguing, if we wasn't arguing, I'm sorry, oh, that's like way bother me. Okay. If we was arguing and it ended an argument, or if it was a disappearing act, meaning I haven't heard from you after a certain amount of time, so I just assumed that we broke up because you didn't say anything to me about it. It could be a number of things, but usually that first feeling after that is anger mixed with sadness. And that's where one minute you're angry at the man, the next minute you're crying because you miss him. And that's okay. But the good thing is to get that out. Don't try to bottle everything up. Don't try to act like you're okay, you're good, it didn't matter to you, because it did. Whether you wanted the relationship to be over or you didn't expect it to be over. Either way, it meant something to you. Whether it was quick or it was long term, it meant something to you. That person left a print on your heart. So embrace that. Be angry if you need to be, get it out. Be sad if you need to be, get that cry out. Either way, find a way to get that emotion out of you, because if you don't, if you hold on to it, you won't heal from it. And you'll take that anger and sadness and bitterness into your next relationship. And that's what you don't want to do. And usually after that comes the acceptance. And that acceptance feelings is kind of like, okay, that didn't work. And I have to move forward. Either start dating again or take a break. Now for me, depending on how the relationship was, you're going to have to wait. Now for me, before my child's father, my relationships really didn't last long. So it was almost expected. And even with my child's father, we went back and forth for a while. But that was a pretty long relationship. And because we had so much history, it took me a minute to actually get over that one. And I had to take a break. And sometimes I truly recommend that, especially if you've been in and out of relationships for years, whether it was the same man or different men. Take that break you need to get yourself together. You don't want to go into the next relationship broken. And you may need to be just single, not even dating, not talking on the phone, not texting, not on any dating apps, just being with you, taking care of you, getting your mind together, your body together, your soul together. Because being in a relationship where it's toxic is draining. Yeah, you have some good days, but you mostly have draining days where you're arguing or you're crying or you're upset. And that's what you don't want. You don't want that. So at the end of the day, when you at the healing point, healing from that, if you need to seek therapy, do that. Do whatever you need to make you solid again. Because even though it was some things that he did wrong, it's some things that you allowed to happen to you as well. And it may have been some things that you did wrong. So you have to look at all the aspects of the relationship. So it's acceptance and reflection. And last but not least, knowing that that next chapter you into is brand new. Don't go into the next relationship judging him or with an assumption of he's going to treat me like he did. You don't know yet. You can't assume that. But you also have to look out for the warning signs that you might have missed in the last relationship. You might have been naive to certain things. So if you see that early in the next guy, walk away from that. You know, okay, hey, I can't deal with a man who can't accept me chasing after my dreams or whatever it may be. If you see that early, I'm talking about date number 2. Run away from it. Don't think that you can change his mindset or his thinking. Take out the time to really get to know him and tell him who you really are. Don't listen to what he wants in a woman and just critique yourself to that. However you are, it's how you are. And that's why you need that break after the toxic relationship to get yourself together, to realize who you are and what you want and what you're not willing to deal with. So when you go on that next date after you're feeling whole again and you're feeling good, you can be upfront with what you want and what you won't deal with off top. That way you won't waste a lot of time. And it may take some time to get to the right person that's for you. And you may not need to be per se looking, because he will find you or you will find him either way. But you can't get upset if you like, okay, well, I've been single for a year. It's time for me to be with somebody. It doesn't work like that. You have to feel it. You have to know. And it takes time to get to that point. So in conclusion on this whole topic is toxic relationships can be a lesson. It could be a lesson on what you don't want. It could be a lesson on what you're not going to deal with. It could be a lesson on how you weren't healed enough to know what you were getting yourself into. You may not have been ready for a relationship. And that's okay too. But just know moving forward, once that's over, to take out the time to get yourself together, because you don't want to keep experiencing the same circle of toxic. You don't want that to keep happening. It's not worth your time. And you've wasted a lot of your time dealing with different men that you knew were bad from the beginning because you thought you could change them, or you thought being with you would make them feel differently. They are who they are. Now, some come in different forms and they cover their true colors up, but at the end of the day, the warning signs are there. So don't let that beginning honeymoon stage block your mindset from knowing and believing that this may not be something I can deal with. And you feel it in your heart, in your mind, in your gut. You know it's there, but you just choose to ignore it. So don't ignore it anymore. Write down what you want. Think about what you really want before you go to that next relationship. And if you're in a toxic relationship, figure out the best way that you can do to get away from it. You don't have to stay with anybody you don't want to stay with. Period. It's not worth your unhappiness or being not at peace. The best thing in life is being happy and being at peace with your happiness. It coincides. So you need all of that to be whole. And if that person is not doing it for you, whether you've been with them for 5 minutes or 5 years, sis, it's time to go. You will be okay. You have to take things one day at a time. So don't feel like you're not strong enough to walk away, because you are. Tell yourself every day until you say, I'm done. Tell yourself that. Every day when you look in the mirror, I'm stronger than this, and I'm better than this, and I'm worthy, and I deserve better. Know your worthiness. That as well. That's something else I didn't mention, but know when you're worthy. You're worthy of something better. A lot of us don't know that we're worthy of better. We feel like, oh, well, you know what? Ain't nothing out there. I've been with him for 5 years. I might as well just stay. We got kids. No, you might as well not stay. You can get out of that. So, that's all, y'all. That's it, ladies. That's it for this video. If you have been waiting for me to drop this video, I'm sorry. Like I said, I had to take a break, but I am back. And as always, please comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you for sticking out for me. Thanks for waiting for me. If you watched it as soon as I dropped it, I appreciate it. And as always, I love you. You are strong. Know your worth and stand in your worth. Okay? I will see y'all next week. I promise. I know I said that last time, but I mean it. I really will be back next week. All right, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week.